Hello, hello. How's it going, Anthony?
It is going well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Pretty good. Today's a good day outside. I think it was
It's
like
beautiful outside.
I wouldn't say beautiful. Beautiful was like over the weekend. Today is okay. It's passable.
That's fair. I wasn't here. I was in Miami, so
Oh,
I'll take
true.
your word.
You weren't here for. Were you here for Canada Day or no?
I was here for the tail end of Canada Day. It's like Tuesday evening.
Nice, 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 nice. How's your trip to Miami?
It was great.
No wonder you look a little tanned. Just slightly a little bit.
Yeah. People watching the first stream versus the second stream. I'm gonna look much, much more tan.
Look who we have in chat. We have our friend Andrew
Hey,
McLean. Hey Andrew, how are you doing?
excellent. Hey, Andrew. Thank you for taking the time.
Yep, thank you, thank you. All right, so welcome back to let's say second stream, right? For our new series, or if you want to call it that, I don't know if you want to call it that.
Mhm.
But for those of you that did not join or were not here last time, we'll do a little introduction. Anthony, do you want to kick it off, and then I can show kind of do a little recap of what we did last time, and then we can go from there.
Sure.
How's that sound?
I'm Anthony. I'm an account manager here at DevCycle. I manage all our enterprise accounts. And yeah, happy to be here.
And do you want to talk about what we're doing today, or what the
I feel like I'm going to be doing your job.
oh, that's what they say. It's like what's the thing? You got to delegate.
Yeah, you got to delegate.
That's what I was trying to
So
do.
we are doing the second stream in our series that we've called Feature Flag 0 to 1. Last stream, we covered the basics of feature flagging. We used Boolean flags to toggle functionality on and off. And today we are going to graduate to the next level, explore other flag types and what we can do with them.
Exactly. So last time we were talking, we mentioned like using a feature flag provider, like using feature flags everywhere. And I think we still had a flag in here, right? If you go to, yeah, see, there's so many things in here. But we had free shipping flag. If I go to checkout, it should, oh, it's turned off. But yeah, we had a free shipping flag that is not on at the moment. But we're gonna be going more into that, all that today. First of all, I'm just gonna remove everything from here. I don't know why there's like so many items in the cart. All right, so we have a e-commerce website that we vibe coded, and we're gonna take this up for a spin. I'm Parth. I'm an engineer at DevCycle, and for this role or for this stream, I'm going to be acting as a feature flag consultant. Is that the right word? Or like kind of like a SME that can help Anthony, who has this shopper website, that he's doing this e-commerce side hustle type thing. Let's get started. Okay, Anthony, let's talk to me. What do we have here today? What we added feature flags. We took it from one place to another. What's the goal for today? What do you want to do?
So today, I'd like to explore the other feature flag types. So we'll cover things like string, number, JSON, everything that's beyond Boolean. We're going to see what are the use cases.
Let me stop you right there.
Ooh,
Let me take you with you. This is your website. What
sure.
functionality do you want to add in here? We'll go into how we want to later. Well,
Okay,
let's
so
start.
I'd like to implement a banner for, to let the customers know that we are promoting, we have a promotion running.
Okay, sounds good. Just adding a web banner. Any promotions you have in mind that you want to add?
We talked about the percentage discount. Is that what you'd like to do for this session as well, or you want to go a little bit more advanced?
Let's go from like a user perspective. As like, imagine you are like product team, right? You're just like, hey, give me this, and then I'll be like, okay, let's see how we can get you there. So, do you want to give me like I don't know, like tell me what you want, and then take you further there. So you want a banner, right? to show promotions that you're running.
So say it again. Your audio's cutting off.
Sorry, I wonder why that's happening. But you said you want a banner to show something that you're running on your to show a promotion that you're running, right? So let's do the simple step. I already asked Cursor to create a banner for us, and now we will we'll implement this banner in our let's do it on like layout. Yeah, let's just do it on like the actual layout. Oh, actually, let's go to the root page. Right behind the thing, let's put a banner here from UI. And then, all right, what do we want to say in the banner? Title, message, and color. Okay, those are 3 things that I added. Just title, message, and something that you can use to show different things. Are you kind of happy with this banner? It's a little small. Let me make it a little bigger. I can make it bigger in here too.
Can we add the position and center it?
We could center it.
Let's do that.
You know what? Make the text centered and make the title bold. Just trying to make it easier for us here by not doing all the work or any of the work actually. All right, so you want a banner. Are you happy with this banner? Do you want to add something more? Do you want to remove anything from the banner? Does this fit your vision of what you wanted?
No, it's a little bit too simple.
It's a little bit too simple. Okay. Sounds good. What do you want?
Oh, that's better.
Okay.
Check out all these deals and offers. Okay.
We can change it. We can change the text and everything.
Okay.
Yeah. So you said you wanted a promotion that you were running. What is this promotion? Let's talk about the promotion. Let's add that in here. What's this promotion called?
So I'd like to say that we have a sale running in July.
In July. Okay. So that's now. So do you want to say July sale or something? Canada Day just passed. We can make it a Canada Day special. Be like the Canada Day sale that we are running.
I like that.
What's your vision? Let me ask you. What's your vision?
Well, we have customers in the US too. I'm wondering how to phrase this. We might have to have different copy for each. But it's the same week, so we can probably do like July 4th sale for the US or something like that. So right now, let's say, can we give a banner the title now and then change it later?
Yeah. So let's start with like what we want here. You said you want to focus on Canada first, and then we can go more because July 1st is kind of Canada Day, so we can go with Canada Day sale, and then special offer for our Canadian customers. Promotion 20% off, 10% off. What are you thinking?
Let's go, because I'm going to change that percentage later. Can we go 15%?
15% off. Okay, sounds good. And color, I think red makes a lot more sense because it's Canada Day. So this is how it will look. Are you happy with this?
Yes, that's great.
All right. Now you said that we already have feature flags. So first thing that we could do is very simple. Let's say if we just make a Canada Day banner, right? And we just like this. Very simple. We have a Canada Day banner, and then we have a July 4th banner. You know what? I didn't even do anything, but if you see something here, Canada Day is 15% off, and July 4th is a 10% off. I didn't even do it. This is all cursor.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then we already have our kind of feature flags in this, right? So if we just do a const show Canada Day banner, and then show July 4th banner. So we would just use a Boolean to show it, or add or remove it. So very simple. If you're showing Canada Day banner, then we want to show. Wait 1 second. Use Boolean flag. That's why. You know what? I'm gonna make this easier and then just do use Boolean value. I'm just using the open feature React SDK here, just so that we have everything here. But very simple. We added a new feature flag. I'm gonna set it up, and then we can kind of see how that looks. So we're currently in the admin account. Let me actually go to dev cycle and put that here. Yep, perfect. Let's create a new feature. What did we call this? Canada Day banner, right? Okay. So Canada Day sale is what we'll call the feature, and then let's change this to Canada Day banner, or show Canada Day banner, and make it a Boolean.
Actually,
sorry.
Can I suggest something? Can we make this generic in case we ever want to use this for something that's beyond like a sale, like later on? Can we just call this like promotion banner or something like that?
We could, but we can get there. I was just going from a Boolean flag, which is what we have understanding of, and then showing how a Boolean flag would work, and then kind of making it a generic flag, just like taking it like a little, like one step at a time. I hope that's okay.
No, of course.
So that's what I was trying to do. So like, let's say if we just do Canada Day banner, and if you want to only show it for Canadian users, yeah. See, even Andrew's telling you to slow it down a little bit. You know, take a little chill feel. You know. Now we want this to only be targeting our Canadian users, right? So let's do this. Save it, and now we have that. Now, I think I know what you were trying to do. We can do that in just a bit. But let me go here first and then change this user. I'm gonna change it so that we need to actually provide what the country is in here, which we haven't done yet. So let's go to our components, because we need to there needs to be a way for us to tell which or where the person is from, right? I'm just gonna do country, and we don't really have user.country in here. I'm just gonna hard code it, assume that all of these are Canadian users. And great, we have Canada Day sale just showing up, special offer 15% off. Now, you mentioned something really nice about kind of making this generic. So you have a promotion banner, and it's very simple, right? It's like you have multiple, you have few things. You have the title, you have description, and you have a percent discount. And we can use feature flags to just show that, change things however you want. Because right now, if you decide to change 15% to 20%, it'll take a while. You'll have to like go ahead, redeploy it, because it's hard-coded values in our page here. So we have 15% off, and if you want to change it, you would have to hard-code it, which we'd never want to. Like, we want to decouple like kind of promotions or anything that we do with deployments. And the best way to do that is, as you mentioned, making it generic. And one thing that we can do here is use feature flags of different types. So let's go back here. I'm just gonna create a new thing and new feature, call it promotional banner, and then just create that. So this we can use promote. Did I spell that right, Anthony? I think I did.
I think so.
All right, let's add different variables of different types, right? Banner title, and this would be a string, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If it's on, just show Canada Day for now. And then if it's off, or sorry, yeah, off, show nothing. And then let's add another variable. What do we need? Banner description. Yeah. Another string.
This is for the subtext.
Subtext, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'm just gonna copy this. But we want this percentage to be not part of this, right? So let's just do special offer for Canadian customers. Save that.
Mm-hmm.
And then last thing we'll do is add the percentage. So banner promotional, what do you want to call it? Promotional
discount?
Like discount? Yeah. Okay. Create that, make it a number, and we'll make it 15. Fine. We'll just make a 0.
Mm-hmm.
If promotion's off, there's no discount.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Great. Now we just created a promotion banner, and we kind of added these string and number kind of. We're taking it more than just Booleans, right? You don't want to just be on and off. You want it to be adaptable or changeable on the fly.
Mm-hmm.
So this is great. Now, what we need to do is change your code to actually implement it. The great thing about using feature flags with text is that you can always change it, and you never have to like add anything in here. So let's do this. Const what's the banner? Sorry, const banner title equals to use string value banner title. Banner title description and okay. Description, and then last thing was banner discount. Is it promotional discount? Okay, let's just do that. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna make everything a 0 of like our empty string or 0, just so that if we don't have any of these values, then we're not actually going to use it. And last thing was color, because we want to define the color. Color will be very promotionally, what do you call it? Like it depends on the promotion of what colors you want. So I'll do red for now, and then blue for this one. Just kind of going ahead a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But now we have a color as well. So, yep, banner color red. Okay. Sometimes I just love using cursor because it'll just like give us everything we need. It's gonna update this, and let's do that. Okay. Now one thing is that we have to. Our banner that we created, a banner component that we created, it has this thing where you cannot give it a color that's outside of these colors. So that's what we need to kind of make sure we kind of fix. Let's do that in just a little bit. So show promo banner. And actually, I'm going to update this to, I can't change the value. Okay. I'm just going to create a new variable that says a show promotional banner. True or false. Okay, add variable. All right, I'm gonna just save all these. So now we did show promotional banner. Okay, I think we have this working for us.
So going back to your table of variables when you're ready, just to make sure I understand this, you have a Boolean flag that controls the sort of the master functionality of either showing this or not.
I'm gonna delete this one. Let's delete this just so that it's clearer. Archive after delete. Yeah. Okay. So let's just save that. So yes, let's go back to what you were saying. Sorry to cut you off there.
No, it's okay. So you have a flag now controlling different elements of the banner, from copy, title, the subtext, the color,
the discount.
Perfect. And then a sort of a master flag, show promotional banner, to control just turning on and off.
Yep.
Gotcha. That looks good.
And we did this to make sure that we can go to our, where is this? Sorry. We can go here and update any of these values in real time, right? Let's say we want to change this to be, I don't know, like 20% off because we were feeling generous, right? Update this, save it, and now this goes all like, this shows you 20% off, and it's great. We love it. This makes it so that your promotions are very, you can easily add a new promotion and everything works. Let's change this to be Canada Day promotion. And one thing you mentioned that was great was that you have customers in both Canada and US, right? US customers are not going to see this. And to make sure that US customers are not seeing this, let's go into our context and change the CA to US. And all right, if I refresh the page, oh my God. Oh, that's because we never really added a country in here.
So now we're not targeting all users, we're targeting Canadian users?
Canadian users, yes. That's one thing we weren't doing. Okay, so now we're actually seeing what the country of the users should be, or depending on the country, we will serve either Canada Day promotion or not. So just to make sure it works, we go back to Canada. We see the promotion right here. Now,
amazing.
We want to add another promotion, right? Because what about the US? What about July 4th? So let's add that. Let's call it July 4th promo. July 4th. 4th sale. How much discount are we trying to give here to the Americans?
Let's do 15.
All right.
Keep it the same.
And then we're going to show the promotion banner. We don't want it to be red, right? We want it to be blue.
Blue this time, yep.
Yeah. And then description will just be special July 4th offer. And then we'll add that. Now we have 3 different variations. I know this probably doesn't visually, it looks a little because we took the existing variation, made it Canada Day, and we have off, and then we have the last one. But regardless, let's see how we would target a user. So we already have the country field, right, that we are adding into the user. We're going to do the same thing of using the field, the same field to target for other users. So Canadian users and USA users, just making it quick. Now, what is it? US?
I think it's United.
Yeah, but the country code is just US, so
Gotcha.
it'll make sense. All right, let's save this. Let's serve this. Now, Canadian user, we're seeing Canada. If I just go ahead and save this to be a US, you will see the July 4th sale. Now, why doesn't blue come through? That's something interesting. This was supposed to work.
What would you check if this ever happens? Like if the flag value is coming in as expected first before.
Sorry, what did you say?
How would you troubleshoot this?
How would you troubleshoot it? First thing is make sure we're using the correct variable name, because we have multiple different things. Actually, I know what the problem is. Tell me if you see the problem. Do you see the problem?
Honestly, the screen's so small that I can't even read your.
I'm sorry. Let me make it bigger. But I know you're just using that as an excuse to
probably
find the problem. How about this? Let's change the value of the default value to be blue. Now, what do you expect to see?
You're suggesting that the flag is being defaulted, so you should be seeing blue?
I am suggesting yes, exactly that. Do you know why it's being defaulted?
I don't.
Here's the dashboard.
I see banner color as your key, right?
Yeah.
Wait. Sorry, go back. Can you go to the US variation? You're on variation off, right? Okay. You set that to blue too. Okay, good. Go back to the code.
There you go. It's a very common mistake that happens a lot. I'll cut to the chase.
Is it actually the name of the? Can you go back to the code? Sorry, go back to the dashboard for a second. Yeah, okay. It's the way you named the.
Exactly. Canadians, we like our use. Yeah, and then cursor being non-Canadian. I like it. So now when you use the actual color, it will show up here. And just to make sure that this is working as expected, I'm just going to make this green. And we still see the color showing up. Now, do you see anything that could be like a big kind of gotcha here with this way of doing it?
Are we considering that users outside the US or Canada could come here?
Outside of US or Canada, they're not going to see this because of.
So we're assuming that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, as like this works perfectly fine. You can, you have your discount, you have your targeting rule set up, you have your promotion set up where you just create a new variation, target it to the users, and it works. But there is a few things that we could make this so that it's safer to add new promotions. And what's the first thing that comes to mind when you think about like safety and promotions?
Safety and promotions specifically, or safety for feature flags?
Safety in promotions. Like, I want you to think about as if you are the owner of this company, right? Of the shopper app, and you are telling somebody to go ahead, make a new promotion for something happening later in the day or later in the month.
So
how do you add? Sorry,
I definitely want to put some sort of guardrails in place to make sure that they can't change things to something that's. For example, I definitely want to put a limit on like the discount percentage.
Exactly. That's kind of where I was going. So like we see the discount here. I'm gonna actually see if we can go here and update it. So that's exactly what you would want, right? You don't want someone to just go there and be like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna create a new variation. Call it Anthony's birthday. And then because it's Anthony's birthday, sale, your discount is 100% because Anthony's very generous, and he's just saying, "Oh, make it." Wait, I think indigo is one of the colors we can use. And then Anthony, celebrate Anthony's birthday with free stuff on us. All right.
I like this.
So if I were to go in and create an Anthony's birthday thing, right? And I'm going to serve to all, you know what? All Canadians. I'll just serve the Anthony's birthday variation. And now I need to make sure I'm a Canadian user. I'm going to see 100% off here, and you don't want that.
That's terrifying.
That is terrifying. Yeah, you don't want to give stuff for free.
So how do we control it?
How do we control it? DevCycle has this thing for their variables where you can have a schema. For numbers, you can only have a schema of enum type. I'm just gonna wait. Let me refresh this page. And all right. So promotional discount, because it's a number, you're only allowed an enum type guardrail, and we want to make it so that do not ever give more than what's the max you want to give?
30%.
30% discount. And then now you can have your values being like, I don't know, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 5, just because. And then 2%, just if their name is Parth, because, you definitely do something like that.
That wouldn't cover much, but I like it.
Yeah. But let's say now that we are serving this, I'm going to try saving this, and it's going to fail. Because you need to make sure that you're not changing. You are making sure that something you have set right now is a valid variation, a valid enum. Because we have 20, 0, 15, and 10, or 100, it's going to fail. So what do we need to do here? We need to change this to be variation of to be 2, and then this to be 10. If we update this, save it, and then go ahead, add these guardrails of like all of these numbers that we want. Now it saves. Now, when you go ahead and edit something, you will be given, let's say if you want to do 2, that's a valid number, and you can have that as a validity check if you want. And because we have an enum, it shows up here as like do not give more than 30% discount, and you can just select which ones you want. All these numbers are going to be whatever you have predefined. So this is one way of making sure that nobody goes in and adds a crazy discount for your store. I'm gonna change this back to, I don't know, 10% for fun. All right. So now we have targeting through country, and we're now using different types of variations to control all this. But do you see any problems with this? I see a simple problem, but it's like, like if I look at the code, I will see a problem. And I don't know if you can see a problem in this or not.
Are we still talking about variable schemas, or are we talking about something else?
We're talking about something else. Like, just to show this banner, how many feature flags do you need?
Oh, you've created individual flags for each attribute of a banner.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of work to create all that.
Yeah, it's a lot of work to maintain all that in your code, right? Because in the code you have to be like, hey, title, message, discount, color, and also like showing the banner or not, or like all these things that we want to like use as a way of describing if there's if there is a promotion or not. But all this can be changed to be a lot easier because like all feature flag providers should have this, but and so does DevCycle, is you can just create a different type of variable. You can just create a JSON object, and that way you have everything in one JSON object, being like, hey, this is what we're going to do. You need all these fields, make sure they're there.
So you can have multiple properties all in one object?
Yes, multiple properties, all of them all in one object. So I'm just going to call it banner props. Canada Day weekend, title, Canada Day. All right. This is going to take a little bit of a while. You know what? Message. Happy. I don't know how many years it's been for Canada, but happy Canada Day. And then, I don't know, discount can be 15. And then what was the last one? Color. Color would be red.
Do we need to include a property for like enabled, disabled, or?
I don't. We can make it so that this is just an empty flag or empty thing.
Mm-hmm.
If it is empty, just don't show it. And
Gotcha.
if it's not empty, show it. But I do like it to just have an enabled. Just having it so that it's very verbose. Is like, hey, is it enabled? Show it. If not, don't show it. I'm gonna copy this here and then just change this to false. No promo. And then make it a, I don't know, green. July 4th. And then change this to 20, or we're doing, let's do 20% here. And then make this blue, enable true, Anthony's birthday. Happy birthday. With a 10% discount. What is your favorite color, actually, Anthony? What color should I make this? Of all of these colors.
Go indigo.
You like indigo? You don't like purple?
Yes, I like indigo.
You like indigo? You like indigo? Purple?
It was one I saw that was acceptable, so.
Okay. Why are the other ones not acceptable? Is that what you're trying to say? All right. Let's change this to const banner properties. Props, and then use object value. Right, yeah. Okay.
Question for you: is there anything you'd lose by going the JSON object route versus individual flags?
Are there things you would lose by going this route?
Yeah.
Yes and no. Depends on like the kind of your provider. With DevCycle, there's not much you would lose because there is this thing called variable schemas, and that's what we added, right? We wanted to make sure that our variables stay in a certain kind of area. We can do the same thing with a JSON object as well. Of like, hey, this is what we want the JSON schema to be like, and always like have these values. These values are limited in this kind of acceptable values, and make it so that it's easier. You're not really changing. You're not losing much. But you're making your code a lot easier because now you're just saying, it's just like this now, and enabled false. So we need, the only thing you need is like give it like values, like default values, which match here. And I'm just gonna do that is what we were doing. Okay, perfect. And now instead of using all of these flags, we shifted to just show it all in one flag, right? It's not showing because we haven't saved it yet, but once I save it, it should show up. But yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Happy Canada Day, 15% off all products. Makes it so that you have less things to manage. Like, for example, if you ever want to, like, this would be something that you create as a long-standing flag, right? Or a feature flag that you're almost never going to clear because you want the enabling of like promotion to be like or to be very dynamic. You're not gonna delete this flag, but if you were to delete this flag, all you have to do is just get rid of this, like one what do you call it? one feature or one variable that is controlling your whole banner, and now it just makes it so much like that much easier. Does that answer the questions?
Very cool. Yep.
Now I know we have 4 minutes remaining, but I want to do something. We can, let's talk about something else quickly, and that is, so we did targeting. We did different types of what do you call variation to. But is there anything else that we would talk about here?
If you have time for it, I'd love to cover how we could do a little bit more advanced user targeting.
Yep. Let's do a little bit of more advanced user targeting, but in a different way. And what I mean by that is that let's talk about, like, let's say all of your Canadian users, maybe there's more things, right? Like, let's say your user ID, we're going to call it we're going to call it user. And here you want to be so that anybody whose user ID is not, you know what? I think I have an Anthony account. So you want to say all like Anthony's user ID, and in Canada, you want to serve something. Whereas if it's not Anthony and America, you want to serve something. This makes it like, I know this is like probably not the best example, but this shows how, like, let's say if all of your Canadian users are like you want a specific type of Canadian users. Actually, you know what? I have a better idea. Let's talk about a property that we have, or that we can create, a custom property, and we're gonna make this a Boolean, and we're gonna call it is premium user. So is premium a user. All right. So we all know Anthony is our premium user. So make sure Anthony is a premium user in this as well. But maybe you want to only show the promotions to your premium users, right? How could you do that? Well, first thing we did was add a custom property in here, or add a property in here, which is other than the ones that we already have. And to make sure that we add that in our context, we need to do custom properties is premium user, and then just say true for now. And is premium user. I think this is how you do custom properties in here as well. Maybe not. Maybe it's custom properties. All right. Interesting. Is it custom underscore properties? Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what the exact thing is for dev cycle SDK React. Open feature. And custom data is what we're calling it. Okay. Or it's called custom data. All right. So premium Canadian users and premium USA users. Let's save this. Now, what happens when you want to do more things with your premium users? You need to actually go ahead and create this targeting rule every single time, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not as nice of, like, it's not as intuitive. Or if you have to go ahead and make the same thing everywhere, it's not going to be fun. And so one thing we're going to go into is creating an audience, and that'd be the last thing we covered today. The one thing we have in our feature form now is just like you can take existing property or existing targeting and create an audience from there. So let's create one. We're just gonna use all premium Canadian users. Create that.
And just to confirm, this is if you are targeting most of your features to like the same groups over and over again to save you time, create an audience from it.
Yep, exactly. I'm going to create another one for all the USA users. And now we have two different audiences. Now, I know first, like, sometimes people are going to be like, oh, like when you hear audience, I think the first thing becomes is like audience is all of the users that I provide, is like a list of users, right? That's usually the thing that comes to mind. But in this case, it gives us on dev cycle, it gives us the ability to also have that, like if you want to do so that you have all the users. So user 1, Parth, Anthony, you can have this list, but you can also just target off of properties on the user, which is a lot easier to do because you don't have to upkeep that list every single time.
So if you have like hundreds of thousands or millions of users, you don't have to add in every single value for like their user ID. You can just create up.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
So like, let's say your shop's doing amazing and you have 1 million Canadian users. It's gonna be hard for you to maintain that list every single time. Like, what happens when a new user joins in here? You're gonna have to go ahead and add them to the list of all of the users, and then kind of maintain that list at all times, which becomes harder than just saying, hey, where is this, like, you or whatever you use for deciding if a user is from Canada or not. You can just use that as a targeting thing. Put it as custom properties if you want. Like, let's say, so one thing is custom data is what will be shared with dev cycle. But what if you don't want to share your data with this? Like, I think we mentioned this last time very briefly. And for that, all you do is just make this a private custom data. You can still keep the same thing. So all of your properties that you created will still stay the same. But DevCycle will not kind of have any of that data, or will not even keep that data.
So you're saying targeting will still work the way it regularly would if you use custom data. The only difference is that you don't hold on to that.
Data is there. Stay safe. So you know how there was the GBDA, is it no, sorry, not, that's the wrong one. The European compliance thing for private information that that was passed. I'm forgetting the name of that.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I want to make sure that everybody else watching this also knows. UK data retention policy. GDPR, that's the one. Yeah. So if you're compliant by GDPR or COPA or any of those laws, you would want to make sure that your private user information doesn't go outside of your controlled environment. You can just make anything private, and then that data never makes it to dev cycle. It only gets used for bucketing and bucketing logic, but it never gets transported to dev cycle, or dev cycle does not kind of store that data anywhere. So makes compliance easier in that sense as well. You don't have to kind of do anything in that way. But yeah, I know we went a little over, Anthony. Thanks for sticking around. But
we covered a lot.
What are your thoughts?
No, this is great. We've covered so much. We've covered things beyond just simple Booleans, like turning things on and off.
Yeah.
Understanding why other flag types would be used, like string, number, JSON, as well as how complex you can get with targeting. You don't have to just say target this for all users on off. You can say this segment of users gets this.
Exactly. And really we have heard of a lot of people that would just do kind of targeting rule per user. So it'll just be like, oh, Anthony, and then just be like, and it'll just be like just one value in there, and it'll be like, oh, make sure Anthony gets Anthony's birthday, and then it'll be like, oh, maybe Parth is also Anthony's friend. I don't know if friends or not, but but you'd also be like, oh, give Anthony and Parth this, and this kind of makes visually hard to kind of visualize all of this. There are multiple ways of doing this where you can just be like, oh, Anthony and Parth, so it could be either or of these, or you just make it into an audience of like Anthony and friends, and then that way all of Anthony's friends will get the correct what do you call it?
Variation.
The correct variation that you would want to serve everybody. But yeah, that's great. I think we covered a lot. It was a great kind of going over this with you, Anthony.
This is super incredible because you just showed that you can make changes to your applications without requiring a full like redeployment of your code.
Exactly, right? And like it's when you have like your, I don't know, like let's say you release a new feature, you want to make sure that you have like a banner on like on DevCycle, we have a thing that says a new feature that we added. It says what feature it is. That makes it so much easier to manage. And this is something we use internally right now to just make sure that is properly pushed. On marketing sites, is like if you want to change your heading or something, you just want to do it automatically instead of making a ticket. Like if Anthony sees something wrong, he'll be like, oh, I need to make a ticket. I'm going to make a ticket, assign it to somebody, whoever's on call, and then ask them to do it. And now there's like just steps that you have to kind of take in order to get things done, right?
Yep. Especially if you're in a time crunch, to go through that whole process is ridiculous. Especially if that also the engineers working on something a lot more important.
Yeah, because then you're just lower down in the priorities. Like, when will we get to it? Maybe end of the week or something. I don't know.
And I'm glad you touched on it, because what we've also done now is you've given the ability to make changes to people that aren't maybe as technical, like someone in product that doesn't need engineering resources to make a change.
Exactly.
While still putting in guardrails like what you shared with variable schemas to make sure that they can change something that isn't acceptable in code.
Mm-hmm. Another thing that I wanted to go into, but we can probably I'll just mention it. Another guardrail that you may need is like all the colors of the banner. You don't want to set the banner color to be something that's outside of the selected color, because then it'll just break.
Yeah.
So
or if you
don't
misspell
want something like that happening, and misspelling something, that's like very common. You don't want that to happen. And yeah, that's that. Thanks everybody for joining. Thanks Andrew for joining. If you're still here, thanks for sticking around. Again, if you have any questions about anything that we talked about today, or if you have any questions about, like, I don't know, just feature flagging in general, you can always ping Anthony. He's always on Discord, and he loves to chat. But you can also ping me. If you have any questions, feel free to join the Discord. Links at the bottom. And yeah, thanks, Anthony. It was a great time.
Thank you so much. Take care.